A notorious killer is beaten behind bars again.
There are certain inmates, and this is one of them, who need some special protection here.
And some on social media are applauding the vigilante justice. Police arrest a man in a vicious road rage attack and charge him with attempted murder.
Through our investigative means, we came to the conclusion that that charge was warranted.
A family gets a hefty bill to pay for damages to the car that hit and killed their pet.
I just don't understand. It makes no sense to me.
And challenging the system when it comes to tipping your server.
I had been kind of waiting for this, right? Waiting for somebody to do this.
And joining us this week, Stuart Thompson, Edmonton Journal legislature reporter, and in Calgary, Catherine Ford, freelance journalist, and Darren Krause, managing editor of Metro Calgary. Good to see you three, and nice to have you back, Catherine, after being able to escape our province's winter for a little bit anyway.
Thank you.
All right, so much to talk about. First up, triple murderer Douglas Garland has been attacked in jail for the second time since his conviction nearly a month ago, and some, including defense lawyers, are critical about the number of people celebrating the vigilante acts. The latest attack happened at the maximum security Edmonton institution. His injuries were serious enough to be admitted to hospital. The 57-year-old is serving a life sentence with no chance of parole for at least 75 years for killing Alvin and Kathy Linkness and their 5-year-old grandson, Nathan.
One of the things that we need to focus on is that we don't tolerate any violence in our institutions. So we're looking at the videotapes from the incident. Disciplinary action will be taken with, and potential criminal charges will be laid against the offenders that were involved.
And after word came out about both attacks, on social media, people were just cheering about this. And Stuart, we often hear about people kind of joking that, people are being raped in jail, and almost like it's acceptable to attack these inmates. Your thoughts?
Yeah, I think the good thing about this show is it makes me examine my dumb opinions and then maybe rethink them, because when this first happened, I think most of us, our natural reaction is, good, I'm not going to shed any tears for this guy. And I think that's an acceptable reaction because what he did was horrific. But when you think about it in terms of the justice system, we've put a lot of work into not having this kind of thing happen. We've put a lot of work into taking the emotion out of it, making it more of a disinterested kind of system without vigilantism in it. And I think when you think about how the system works, we need to stamp out this kind of thing because it really puts a pall over it.
Darren, any sympathy for Garland from you?
Well, this was a case obviously that went on for some time, and it was highly charged with emotions and all of the gruesome evidence. But you know what? I'm going to have to be honest here. I'm not losing any sleep over Douglas Garland being beaten in prison. I certainly don't condone any sort of this vigilante action. It's absolutely, awful to think of him being beaten in prison. But the reality is there's a lot of people out there who aren't thinking that way. They're still caught up in that emotion. Prison is prison in a lot of cases. I mean, I don't know what goes on there. But like I said, it's not a situation that I'm really going to lose a lot of sleep over.
Well, Catherine, should Garland be protected in prison?
Absolutely, and yes, we should lose sleep over it for a single reason. We are the public. We tell the correctional services that they are responsible for this man in our name, in the name of society. And if we don't want to be seen as a civilization of complete brutality, he needs to be protected. And I'd like to know, why has no one suggested that perhaps we should look at the behavior of the guards? He needs more protection than he's getting. God, I'm not losing any sleep over it anyway, but I'm appalled that people think that our prisons, our penitentiaries, should be completely lawless. And whatever happens to these guys, no matter how horrible they are, they should be protected. And that it would be okay to just kill someone in prison. It happens, we know, but we take follow-up action. And I haven't seen any indication that there's been any follow-up action on the part of the staff of the penitentiary.
We'll have to see if there is that coming down the road. All right, next up, Edmonton police have charged a 28-year-old man with attempted murder after a violent road rage incident earlier this week. Tips from the public helped lead police to the suspect, Jared Eliason. On Tuesday, police responded to reports of a woman attacked by someone with a crowbar during a road rage incident. She says she was just trying to turn when she honked at a vehicle, stopped in the lane. The driver followed her, and when she got out of her vehicle, she was attacked. Some who live in the neighborhood say this will change their driving habits.
It's actually made me think maybe 3 times. I'd definitely never honk at anyone on the road because you never know what they're facing.
Catherine, I just have to start with you because I'm sure you have quite the opinion.
Well, actually, I do. First off, who carries a crowbar in their car and why? And look, what did this woman do? Did she honk her horn a little too aggressively and then pass him and jeopardize his masculinity and his manhood? You know, for heaven's sakes, what is the matter with mouth breathers who think this is okay to lose your temper? I'm losing my temper here because, I mean, like, my thought is no matter what, this guy, I won't say what I thought he should have to do when she needs help to go to the bathroom, but I think that he should be made to pay no matter what happens. He should be made to pay for the full-time caregiver she'll need because she can't feed herself or brush her teeth or go to the bathroom. I mean, really. Okay, I'll make one admission here. At one point in my life, a number of years ago, I carried a 5-iron on the passenger seat of my car because there had been a number of incidents on a particular highway in Ontario. What I was planning on doing with the 5-iron, I had not actually fully thought about, but I was there, kept my doors locked.
You had it for protection. Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
It wasn't a crowbar.
Darren, you get to follow this one.
Well, you know what? The thing is, I quite often do carry a 5-iron in my car as well, but it's usually when I'm headed off to a golf tournament. But that's beside the point. You know, the fact that somebody could perpetrate this act. I mean, you hear about road rage, and I'm sure at one point or another we've all experienced the middle fingers or the, you know, talking through windows, you know, shouting, you know, whatever expletives you are. We've all experienced that to one degree or another. But to have something like this happen it's deplorable. Like beating with a crowbar, how bad was it that somebody honked their horn? Now, the thing is, fortunately, I haven't been involved in any of these road rage, and I've driven for a long time. But I, too, will think twice about whether or not I honk at the next person who is blocking my way on the road or something like that.
Stuart, what have your driving experiences been like?
Well, I think they've changed a lot since I went off the highway on Highway 43 near Whitecourt, and it was a little scary. Like, it wasn't, you know, bad, but it could have been. And I have really changed my habits. I drive the speed limit. I am much more calm now. And I find that when you do that, you look at the other people a lot more. And I'm always kind of bewildered by how angry everyone is. And, you know, I walk to work most days, so I can kind of observe from a distance. But it seems like it's almost socially acceptable to be irate in your car. And people say things and do things and get angry in ways they would never do anywhere else. And it's kind of a weird thing. It makes me kind of long for self-driving cars because I don't think we're mature enough to handle cars right now.
Self-driving cars, yay. All right, time for a short break. Up next, a hefty bill for a Manitoba couple after their dog is hit by a car and died, and taking the guesswork out of tipping at restaurants. We'll be right back.